It's one of those things that you're kind of just going to have to break out of your comfort zone because this is where things are trending.
Welcome back to Duo On Air. I'm Abby.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're the ex-agency turned entrepreneurial team that puts the Duo in Duo Collective. Our boutique organic marketing agency specializes in SEO, social media strategy, and branding.
We're an everyday pair of business besties / marketing experts obsessed with helping our community learn more about what it takes to run a business.
Which is why on Duo On Air, we're not holding anything back. We're giving you all the info we know about how to grow your business organically so you can be the confident CEO you were made to be.
And how to navigate life as a small business owner.
Whether it's on your own or with your best friend by your side, so grab your coffee
or your mimosa, we don't judge,
and settle in for a quick value-packed episode of Marketing Tips. What the heck should you post on Instagram? This is a question we get all the time. What types of content do I need to post for my business? I'm just tired of the content I'm delivering. Content creation is so hard. You're not alone. I mean, a lot of people struggle with this. So occasionally we even have our down days. But there's a few different things that we always suggest for our clients. And one of those is having a strategy for posting. And then also, in addition to having that strategy, you need to understand what's working for you. So we have 2 non-negotiables that we're going to share with you today of the types of content we feel like you absolutely must consider if you want to grow and also convert your Instagram. So one of the very first things before we even tell you these 2 secrets that are not secrets, but these two pieces of content. One of the things we want you to look at is your Instagram analytics. So pause this podcast for a second or just pull out your phone, open up your insights, and take a peek at how things have been performing. Take a look at your posts. Who are they reaching? Is one type of post content reaching more people than others? What's seeing a higher reach? Who's engaging most? Just get a good grasp on how your content is performing, because that will help you pull out nuggets of what you should do moving forward. So, Courtney, why don't you tell us what one type of content we absolutely need in our Instagram calendar?
I would love to. One piece of content that you absolutely need in your social content calendar are Reels. And this is a pretty new thing, and there's a lot of talk about it, and a lot of people, kind of ask about Reels and if they should be using Reels and what Reels do to help their growth. But it is definitely one of those things that is a must. If you don't like to show your face or be on video and kind of be vulnerable like that, it's one of those things that you're kind of just going to have to break out of your comfort zone because this is where things are trending. Things are trending, higher video content, people wanting to see people's faces, those trending audios, those trending transitions. It's just something that you absolutely need to get on board with for your Instagram calendar, so you can reach a higher audience of who has not maybe seen you yet. So you're reaching not your core audience nearly as much as you are people that haven't seen you yet. So that's the big thing about Reels, is reaching that other audience and bringing in new followers and new customers, new clients, whatever.
Algorithm really, that's what the algorithm is doing now. It's pushing out your content. It's pushing out your real content to non-followers. And if you did take a peek at your Instagram insights that we just talked about, you'll notice that your ratio of followers to non-followers for Reels is crazy different. I mean, it's typically 80% non-followers and 20% followers of who's viewing your Reels. So we actually have a lot of people who come to us and they're like, my Instagram used to perform great. A lot of people say pre-COVID or pre-pandemic, It performed great. And it's funny because Reels lines up with that too. Reels and the pandemic kind of happened at the same time. So I think people forget that there was this huge shift on Instagram. And yeah, your content probably did perform really great pre-Reels. And then all of a sudden when Reels hit, if you didn't jump on the Reel train, then your content probably isn't being seen by the amount of people it used to be seen by.
Yeah. And the other thing is to consider and to remember is that Reels live much longer than other posts. So they're out there and they're constantly getting new views, and they just have a longer lifespan, these videos do. So to keep that in mind as well.
We've seen a reel of our own. We posted it one day, and 3 days later, it took off.
Yeah, so even if it doesn't take off immediately, that doesn't mean that a week from, the day that you post it, it's not going to take off. So that's the lovely thing about Reels. But another question, Abby, for you. If Reels see such a high reach, then should I only be posting Reels all the time?
We get this question a lot. And the answer is no. You need to be posting other pieces of content alongside Reels, because Reels is an awesome way to attract new followers, but how are you currently serving your audience that already follows you, the people that are already engaged with you? Chances are you have a lot of people amongst that audience that are ready to convert or will be ready to convert at some point and become a client or a purchaser of something that you have to offer. So we don't want to forget about them. We don't want to only focus on growing our followers, because that is, and we all know that, like, growing your followers and having the highest follower number doesn't mean crap if you're not bringing in sales and you're not bringing in leads. So serving your audience is so, so important. And we love to do that through static content. And specifically, carousels tend to be one of the best performing pieces of static content we get. And that's where we really like to deliver high, valuable information. Things that are savable, things that people want to share, content that really can show your expertise in the area.
So that brings us to another question that we get quite often, and that's if I share my secrets and I'm too valuable with my content, will anyone ever hire me? And the answer is yes, they still will hire you. Because if you think about your ideal client or customer, they, more chances than not, either A, don't have time to do all of the work and you as the expert do, or B, they just don't want to do it all themselves because they are not quite the expert. So even though you're sharing your valuable content, it doesn't mean that your potential clients or customers still aren't going to come to you, because they see your valuable content. They see how much you know. They see that you're the expert. And because of that, you're going to convert them with all of that content that you're already giving them.
You just need them to trust you. They need to trust that you are the expert you say you are. And you do that through proof. And the way you prove that is by sharing valuable content online. So that's kind of these two posts. We like to say use Reels to bring in more people and then use posts to hook them. And that's kind of how you can lay out your calendar. So as we do this each week, actually. We sit down and we look at like our calendar in Tailwind, and we look at what we're going to post, and we alternate our content. So it's like we're going to do a static post, we need to do a reel the next day, a static post, a reel. We alternate our content like that. And sometimes we'll do 2 posts a day if we're feeling really ambitious. And then we make sure like one's a reel and one's a post. And it's also understanding like the content that you want to share. Is it content that's serving your audience, or is it content that you need to capture your niche? Like, is that reel something that's going to bring in new people, get them pique their interest in who you are? And then, or are you sharing valuable content? If you're sharing really deep, valuable content, a reel probably isn't the best platform to do that in. You probably need to do that in something like a carousel or a static post. So those are the 2 pieces of content that we consider non-negotiable when you're planning out your Instagram calendar. Obviously, along with this comes knowing what you're talking about. Like, these are the physical types of content, but you also have to know what to post and what to share, and that's where your strategy pillars come into play. We have a really awesome blog post that we can link in the show notes that you can follow along to build your own strategy. And obviously we are here to help, and we love building strategy pillars for our clients too. But that kind of helps you answer how and in what way you're going to post your content.
And if you're new to Reels and you haven't made a reel, this is us saying to you, go make your first reel right now and let us know how it goes, because we want to cheer you on and we want you to start making reels.
Yes, more reels in this universe is exactly what we need. So just jump on the reel train. It's super awkward at first, and everyone feels that way. You're not alone. We might now do we look like experts? I don't know.
I don't think we look quite like experts yet, but, we have fun with it, and we're making sure that it aligns to our strategy and our content pillars, and I think at the end of the day, if you're doing that, you're hitting all the right buttons. It needs to ladder up to your content, your strategy, and just have fun with it.
Yes. So get out there, add that, make a reel to your list today, and we can't wait to see it. If you like this episode, be sure to share it with a friend or tag us on Instagram, Duo On Air Podcast. We are also hosting a little giveaway each week.
Go to wherever you listen to your podcast and write us a review. For each review, we'll be entering you into a drawing for a chance to win a curated box of the Duo's favorite things.
And if you know us, we love coffee, small businesses, and we're definitely not above graphic tees. So go ahead, head out right now and write us a review. See you next time, friends.